It's time to bear down. Mike Berman is here to bring you the best of the Bears.
There's a Berman.
Where?
On the Bears.
Oh. Every hit, every touchdown, every Monday. Berman on the Bears. Brought to you by the Berman Auto Group on the Big 89 WLS.
Thank you to the Berman Auto Group and Mike Berman. No relation, by the way, but isn't it exciting that we've got that
exciting
syncopation of sorts there?
Hi, Mike. It's just exciting. Hi, Mike.
It's just a great last name, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Berman rhymes with Sherman. Mm-hmm. Has nothing to do with anything.
And he has a brother named Herman.
Herman Berman?
Who drinks bourbon?
I hope the Bears have more.
This story. Keep going.
I hope the Bears have more going on than this segment so far. Mike Berman, our friend from NBC5, he knows from the Bears. He has covered the Bears since the Hallis days. George. All right, so what where are we here? We had the Hall of Fame game. We're getting into preseason games that mean less than ever. I think you're going to have 2 preseason games and then you get a snack. What does the preseason mean at this point?
Well, I think the one really nice thing about preseason games is it gives teams a chance to hit someone other than themselves, because you start to get, 2 weeks into camp, and that's when you get your little kerfuffles, which the Bears had the other day. Chase Claypool and Eddie Jackson getting into it, and helmets flying off, but because these guys are football players, and they're so competitive, and especially for the Bears, the offense heard all week about how it stunk, and the defense was chirping at them. So then one little thing happens that Chase Claypool doesn't like, and he's ready to throw down. Of course, it ultimately just amounts to your average little incident in training camp, but it just kind of underscores how much these guys are ready to get on a field and hit anyone but the guys that are on their team. So at least the Bears have their first opportunity coming up next Saturday, Titans visiting Soldier Field. So next Monday we'll be able to talk all about the preseason game that meant nothing.
Good plug. What main jobs are being fought for on this team? We know the quarterback's going to be. We know some of the other key positions are, but what's something else fans can be looking to go? Here's an actual training camp battle for a job.
I mean, I think for the Bears, the good news is they don't have any significant job battles in training camp.
How is that possible when they won 3 games last year?
I know, it's crazy, but they added enough talent to shore up some of the positions of need. Like, let's say, for instance, wide receiver. I mean, there's going to be battles for, the guy who's going to be the 5th wide receiver who's active on game day. Those are the types of things that'll be fought also once the roster gets knocked down, and then who's going to be active on game day, who's going to be inactive. But, they shored things up at wide receiver. That was a big area of need. Offensive line, they had needs there to shore that up, and they did. Now, they've had some injuries there. Tevin Jenkins and Nate Davis, their starting guards, both injured, so that's not good. But I wouldn't say anything is concerning yet where that brings into question like a position battle, someone trying to win the job because someone got hurt. Let's see. Defensively, they were not good at outside linebacker and defensive end. And so they're always looking for guys who can find the field there. But signing Yannick Ngakoue this week was a big deal. So I give Ryan Poles a lot of credit. He went out, he spent $10 million on Ngakoue. The Bears pass rush was worst in the league last season. It was a glaring need. And now you've got Ngakoue, a guy who's got 65 career sacks on your roster. He'll join them for practice tomorrow. Bears are off today. But that was a big deal. I think that hopefully makes a big difference for a league worst pass rush. So I guess short answer, I guess I gave you a long answer when I couldn't keep it brief, because I'm trying to find something to say, but I'm having a hard time coming up.
That's all right. That's all right. I still got to ask you about the real fight of the weekend, but first, Jane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we look at the Bears, you guys covered it. There's not much to say. We're just waiting for the real season to start, and these practice games are beating each other up. They're wearing their pads. They're doing things like Family Fest because they just got to get out there and play. But how's the morale? Can you tell what it's like yet? Are they just... Is it too new? Are they excited just to get started? And is everyone pumped up?
Oh, I think absolutely. I think this is your classic, preseason. Everything's sunshine and rainbows. Everyone came to camp in shape. Made some great additions in the off season. Everyone's off season work is paying off. Everyone's getting along. Your typical cliches. So, that all goes out the window when you lose 5 straight games at some point in a season. But for now, I think, I think spirits are high. I think they feel good about some of the additions they made, about some of the progress Justin Fields has made. But, nothing matters. Nothing has any relevance truly until you get into the season and you face the Packers week 1 and you play those 17 games.
We don't have time to get into it too deeply here. We know the Cubs are knocking on the door of first place, which is crazy and good for them. The White Sox are knocking each other out. And Tim Anderson may be the logo, like the Jerry West logo in the NBA. Tim Anderson may be the logo for Notre Dame football, because when he went into the Marks of Queensbury fighting stance with the brawl with the Cleveland Guardians, help me out, who was he fighting?
Jose Ramirez.
Yeah. The call as it was done by Tom Hamilton, Cleveland baseball.
That's great.
Coverage. Check this out. Listen.
The diving Vaughn down the right field line, kicks into the corner. Ramirez on his way to second. Head first slide, safe, and in to score is Jimenez. And another hustle double. Right over the bag at first. Now Hosey and Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson.
So it's a tremendous call. So we still don't know specifically, do we, why Anderson went down? Did he hit himself in the face? He was swinging sort of wildly.
I think I watched it like 20 times on Twitter, and I'm like, did Ramirez actually land a punch? What was the deal here? I think that's a good, indicative of the Sox season right there, that moment.
Yeah,
that fight.
Exactly.
All right. Well, enjoy.
By the way, did you see Kenyon Middleton, who the Sox traded to the Yankees before the deadline? He said yesterday they have no rules. He just ripped into the team, into the organization, into the fact that there's no accountability.
Wow.
Within the organization and the locker room. It's just bad. Bad.
Wow.
They need new leadership.
Peel the lid off.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, man. We may take that up with you again. But anyway, Mike Berman, thank you very much for that. And please get off the show.
My pleasure. Have a great week, guys.
Thank you,
Mike.
buddy. That's Berman on the Bears.
It's the Showers, Bears fans. Berman on the Bears brings you the hits every Monday. Brought to you by the Berman Auto Group, right here on the Big 89 WLS.